So step number one is to make a plan. So first you want to lay out what your goals are. What is your goals with real estate investing? Do you want cash flow? Do you want to build up a nest egg for retirement? There's tons of different rental properties out there. There's single family homes, small multifamilies, large multifamilies, commercial properties, vacation rentals, and the list goes on. So you definitely want to start to plan out what type of property you want and what your goals are in getting into real estate investing, what you want to get out of it. One good thing is the properties you start out with don't have to be your end goal. You can always start out with, say, a student rental or a single family home or condo, and then build up from there and work your way up into the multifamilies or into the commercial space. Or maybe you start in the small commercial space right away. You're not going to be stuck with that first property forever. You can always sell it and move on to another property in 5, 10, 20 years down the road. But you do want to get focused on a certain specific property type and start to learn as much as you can about it. Network with other people, read blogs, podcasts, watch YouTube videos. You just need to really start to learn a lot about that specific product that you want and that investing category that you're going to be going into. And you want to surround yourself with like-minded people that are going to help grow you and push you into that direction. Step number 2, you're going to want to choose a market to invest in. Typically, I say you want to invest within about a 2 hours drive of wherever you are. You don't always have to invest right in your own backyard, but it definitely makes things a lot easier as your first property. Ultimately, you want to invest where the numbers make sense. So you want to invest somewhere where you're going to be making cash flow, where you're going to be hitting your projections and your goals that you want to hit. So once you've defined your market, you really want to start to learn and understand as much as you can about that specific market. What are the rent rates? What are the prices? What makes the prices higher in certain neighborhoods and certain streets than other areas? As well, you want to invest in areas where there is some new development coming in and some new infrastructure, some planning that the government is doing, or GO train expansion, for instance, in cities like Guelph, Georgetown, Acton, Cambridge, Kitchener-Waterloo. There's tons of different areas that are very good for investing, and you want to dive into different aspects of why those areas might be good and figure out the potential for growth and appreciation both in your home's value and market rents. So step number 3 is you need to build a team of people around you that are going to help you and support you, get you to reach your goals and accomplish those goals. So you're going to need, first and foremost, a real estate agent. You're going to need a lender to lend you money, so a mortgage broker or a private money lender or family that you can partner with in order to buy that first property. You're also going to need a property manager if you choose to have a property manager, and you're going to need a contractor. Step number 4 is figuring out your financing. There's so many different ways to finance properties, whether it's through conventional loans, so a conventional mortgage, portfolio loans. So the portfolio loan is when you have, say you have like 10 properties and you lump them all together and get one big loan for all those properties. There's commercial loans on commercial buildings, there's private loans, family, friends, someone that you know that has a large amount of money and they believe in you and they believe in your vision. You can get private loans that way. Then there's the BRRRR method, which is buy, renovate, rent out, refinance, and repeat. I'll go into that in depth in another video. And then there's other things that you can do, like partnerships. So if you have some money or you have some time and your friend has time or money, it's best to be on opposites. You can partner up, so your friend can put in the $20,000 for a down payment or $50,000 for a down payment and repairs, and you have the time to find the tenants, do some repairs, and manage it. You can do an equity split of maybe 25%, 75 or 50-50. Typically people do 50-50. Or you can do half and half with your money. The list goes on. You partnerships are also a very good way to get in the market in order to invest, as well as a very good way in order to get into the market in general to purchase a property for yourself. So consider partnerships, whether it be you and your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad, or a really good friend that you can trust. You just want to make sure that you lay out all the terms with a lawyer and you have a written document about what happens if someone dies, what happens if someone gets married and they want to get their money out, or they want their money out for whatever reason. Is there a buyout? Do you guys sell it? You need to lay out those terms up front before you get into it, because last thing you want to do is ruin a relationship or a friendship over investing. So you really want to take partnerships seriously and get a drawn up agreement with a lawyer that you guys both agree to and sign. Step number 5 is you want to start getting leads and searching for properties. So you're going to want to talk to your real estate agent, have them start to send you properties. You also want to have an agent that will target properties that you're looking for specifically, whether you want to do some sort of a duplex type of thing, whatever the case may be, whatever type of property you're trying to target. You're going to want your agent to try and target homeowners of those properties, even if they're not for sale, to see if they can get you into those properties. Call those homeowners directly or knock on their door or whatever the case may be. You're going to want to start to generate those leads and find some potential off-market deals or something on the MLS. Have your agent set up a really good search for you. Go from there. And you really need to start to go see properties in order to figure out exactly what you're going to need to do to some of them in terms of renovation work, or if it's going to work for you cash flow wise. It's always best to see it in person. You're really going to want to make sure that you are going to be making money and not spending money every month. So you're going to want to analyze every property that you consider to look at before you even go and look at it. So you're going to want to figure out what your average monthly rent is in that area, what you expect to bring in, as well as what else can you charge for. Can you charge for parking? Can you charge for laundry with coin-operated laundry machines? Is there a shed or a garage on the property that you can rent out to increase your ROI? As well as, what do you expect the vacancy rate to be? You need to account for that. Make sure you're bringing in enough money on top in case there is a vacancy for a month or a week or two, in order to cover that expense that you're going to be paying: the mortgage, the water, the electricity, all of those things. And then the other things you're going to want to calculate are your monthly operating costs. What are your property taxes? What is your property management fees if you have them? What are your maintenance costs, your property upkeep? You will need to calculate all of those things, as well as, are you paying for utilities? Are you paying for internet? Are you paying for cable? It depends on what type of rental property you're doing, whether it be an Airbnb, a vacation rental, or if it's student housing, maybe you're going to offer internet and utilities in that. Or are you going to pass along all those expenses to your tenants? As well as, a big thing here in Ontario is water heater rentals. You need to calculate for those $15 to $40 a month, because almost every house has it. You want to calculate your mortgage costs, what you're paying for your mortgage. And in terms of purchasing a property, you want to calculate all your closing costs, how much your lawyer's going to cost, your lender, if you got to pay your lender a certain fee. If you go through a mortgage broker, such as the one that I normally suggest, you will not have to pay any fees in terms of getting a mortgage. You're going to want to account for your lawyer fees, your attorney fees. You're going to want to account for any appraisals you may need, as well as you want to account for a home inspection. So after you have analyzed deals and you have found the right one, you're going to want to start to offer and negotiate on properties. One at a time is usually best, unless you're planning on buying multiples. Last thing you want to do is end up under contract with multiple properties and being unable to close on some of them. With making your offer, you got to figure out what makes sense for you to pay for that property. Not necessarily what they are asking, but you're going to want to figure out what makes sense for you in order to make the return that you need to make in order to make it a successful investment for you. So you're going to want to ask your agent to pull up some comparables to figure out what's a good value in order to offer on. And the other advantage you can do when offering is to do quick closings, and if you can do cash closings, it's even better, so you can get a better deal on those properties, but usually if you can tailor things around working best for the sellers and giving them a lower price, you'll be able to lock down the property for a lower dollar amount. And as an investor, that's the main goal that you're aiming for. So step number 8, you have offered, negotiated, got the financing, you're now closing on the property, and now you need to start to manage it. So now you need to either start your renovations or start to find your tenants. If you're finding tenants on your own, you're going to want to make sure you do all of the proper screening, which I will discuss in a different video. If you like and subscribe to this video, then you will be able to see the next video, which will be coming. For some people, managing tenants is not what you want to do for your ideal lifestyle, so hiring the correct property manager is also another step that needs to be taken. Hiring that property manager, you're going to want to do some interviews and talk to people that have used the property manager. One thing you can do is to call that property manager, acting like you're a tenant, looking for a place to rent out, to see how they deal with incoming leads and how they act with those people and how quickly and responsive they are. So if you liked and enjoyed this video today, please write me a comment, give me some feedback. I'm very new to this whole YouTube thing, and I would appreciate some feedback and some positive, some negative feedback. How can I improve? What types of videos are you looking for? How can I help you in your journey? Remember, I am a licensed real estate agent in the province of Ontario in Canada. So if you are looking for help with purchasing a property, whether it's just for a personal property or as a rental property, just let me know and I can definitely help you out with that. And I look forward to helping and assisting you. And I am always available to answer any questions you have regarding real estate. If you're looking to buy real estate anywhere in the world, you can also contact me. I do have connections to some really good agents throughout the world that I can refer you to. So if you will just gently smash that like button, leave me a comment and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm not sure if that's the right spot to point, but anyways, I am looking forward to making one video every week for the rest of 2019. That is my goal.